Morning to you, Senator and physician. How are you?
Ainsley, good morning to you. What a great day. There's already a line wrapped around the building waiting to get in there to see Bobby's hearing, and I can't wait to work with him to make America healthy again.
The MAHA movement is big. There are a lot of moms that I know that are very excited about today and these hearings. What do you need to hear from RFK Jr.?
Well, listen, what I need are those moms to call their senators and support Bobby's nomination. Look, if you agree with Bobby Kennedy that America is not very healthy right now, that 40% of Americans have a chronic disease, our children, 20% of them are on some type of prescription drug, there's a mental health explosion in our young children. So I think Bobby just needs to share his heart. He needs to share with America why this is so important to him and really disarm some of the false issues out there like you mentioned. He's not anti-vax. He's pro letting parents understand exactly what's in those vaccines, letting that decision between the doctor and the patient to preserve that very precious relationship.
Yes, sir. I know he might have said some controversial things in the past, but he is shaking this up and he's bringing attention to an issue that all moms, all parents are worried about. Everyone is worried about, even if you're not a parent. This is what he said to Rachel Campos-Duffy on the Weekend Show. Listen to this.
Almost 1,000 chemicals that are in our food that are either outright banned in Europe or actively discouraged. So you wouldn't be able to buy this kind of stuff in Europe. You ask about why it's so cheap, why it's so ubiquitous. It's because we subsidize the worst foods. We subsidize it with about 70% of our food stamp program is to process foods.
And, Senator, when you go to Europe, the food is delicious. It's so fresh, and you don't gain weight if you eat a big bowl of pasta. So we want that to come here to America. What do you expect do you think the Democrats, are there any Democrats that will support him? Will Fetterman support him? He's been interested in saying he might, and same with Bernie Sanders.
And I hear Cory Booker's, well, yes, there will be. I'm afraid we may lose some Republicans, but we'll gain those Democrats. But to your point here on these food additives, I sat down with the FDA food czar 2 years ago, raised these same questions. Finally, just after President Trump gets elected, they look at red dye. The problem is they're relying on data from 40 or 50 years ago, that they don't update these approval processes. And I know that Bobby's going to look at that. And he's right. 70% of our calories are coming from processed foods as opposed to fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh foods of all types. So Bobby and I will work together, Dr. Oz and President Trump's team, to help make those nutritious foods more affordable and more available to everyone across the country. That's our goal.
Senator, I also want to get your reaction. President Trump's trying to get everyone to come back into the office. No more working from home. He said you can resign. There are 2 million Americans that work for the federal government. He said you can resign in February. I'll still pay you all the way through September, but you have to let me know through an email in February. So what's your reaction to that?
Look, only 6% of federal employees are in the office. Only 6%. Second data point I would give you is under Joe Biden, he added 128,000 employees. Meanwhile, they made $250 billion of improper payments. So our federal government is incompetent when it comes to appropriations, that they send out $250 billion of inappropriate dollars, mostly from Medicare and Social Security. So we need those people to come back, to do their job, to be accountable. This is exactly why 77 million people voted for Donald J. Trump.
All right. Thank you so much, Senator. We'll be watching both hearings today. Thank you.
Thanks, Ainsley.
You're welcome.